Good morning, Belen. I'm Mario Fernandez.
I'm Marcos Salos, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, March 25th, 2018. Students and alumni joined forces to make a change in this year's Helping Hands event. Brandon Lubian has more.
It's open, and the first ingredient that goes in the bag are these vitamin packets.
The number one risk to health in the world is hunger and malnutrition. This Saturday, members of the alumni and students participated in the 2018 Catholic Relief Services Helping Hands event at the Christopher Columbus High School. Over 200 people, including students, parents, and alumni from 7 area schools, along with the members of the Knights of Columbus, assisted in the food packaging of 25,000 meals, benefiting the poor in Burkina Faso.
Today we shared with all kinds of high school kids from Belen, from Columbus, from LaSalle, from St. Brendan's, from Lourdes, from Carrollton, and they all came, and that's what we're called to do. We're called to set that example.
CRS Helping Hands is a Catholic volunteer and formation event that allows participants to serve their brothers and sisters overseas in a tangible way. Rooted in our call as Catholics to be the hands and feet of Christ in the world, volunteer work together to address hunger in both the short term and long term. Together, volunteers package meals to send to people who suffer from chronic hunger as a result of cyclical drought and flooding.
We packaged over 32,000 meals today, and all of those meals are going to go feed people in Burkina Faso who are receiving the services that Catholic Relief Services is offering them. Doing all different types of projects over there with education, with agriculture, so we're helping a lot of people today.
Reporting for WBLN, I'm Brandon Lubian.
Thank you, Brandon. The STEM Fair projects were on display Friday. Christian De Los Santos reports.
This past Friday, several students participated in the school's annual STEM Fair in which they showcased their science projects. Here's a few opening remarks by Dr. Pedro Hernandez.
If you've gone to the internet and you've seen some of the labs of El Colegio de Belen in Cuba, they're impressive pictures. They had state.
Here's a clip of our engineering students working vigorously to meet their deadlines, followed by a slideshow of all the other standout projects in the STEM Fair. That's all for your STEM Fair coverage. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Christian. 108 8th graders traveled Saturday to our nation's capital to take part in the Close-Up's Founding of a Nation. The program is designed with middle school curriculum in mind for each program. Component is led by Close-Up's highly trained program instructors and helps to prepare students for their upcoming history and government classes. So far, students visited the Air Force Memorial, an Old Town Alexandrian, and begun their Close-Up workshop. 89 of our students in the 8th grade Honors Algebra 1 classes took the American Mathematics competition on Tuesday, November 14th, along with others all over the country. They all received a certificate of participation, as this is always a challenging exam. Tied for first place at our school, Alfredo Diaz and Gabriel Suarez. Tied for second place at our school, David Gonzalez and Alfredo Huete. Third place at our school, Luis Gonzalez Peya. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations is in order to our jazz band. The group traveled to Chicago to take part in the Festival of Music. The band was awarded superior first place and first place overall. Huge crowds in Washington gathered across the United States. Students helped drive the March for Reform in the nation's gun laws. Leo Bate has the latest on the demonstrations.
The crowd in Washington was enormous. Across the nation, hundreds of thousands of people turned out for the March for Our Lives, calling for change after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida.
Welcome to the revolution.
A movement largely pushed by the nation's youth. One of the more powerful speeches came from 11-year-old Naomi Wadler.
I am here today to acknowledge and represent the African American girls whose stories don't make the front page of every national newspaper. My friends and I might still be 11, and we might still be in elementary school, but we know We know life isn't equal for everyone, and we know what is right and wrong.
But it wasn't just students. Teachers and other school officials showed up to demonstrations like this one in Denver, Colorado. And in Philadelphia, a woman holding a sign that reads, "I would die for my students, but I shouldn't have to." At the primary demonstration in Washington, the speeches often took a confrontational tone, taking aim at the National Rifle Association.
To those politicians supported by the NRA that allow the continued slaughter of our children and our future, I say get your resumes ready.
Now, we need to come together on all fronts and push aside those that divide us. Now we need to get on the phone and call our representatives and push them to stop incumbency and take action.
I'm Leo Abate, reporting for WBLN.
Good morning, Belen. Today on the map, we're not going to be seeing that much spotted showers. However, towards the west, you are going to be seeing a little bit of precipitation. Towards the later afternoon, you should be looking out for that, and keep that in mind as you go on throughout your day. What the rest of the forecast is going to be showing us is we're going to be having a high of 84 and a low of 69. Winds coming in from the southeast at 10 miles per hour, and it is going to be a little bit cloudy towards the later afternoon. The next 3 days going into spring break are going to be looking pretty good, with highs in the 80s and lows in the high 60s and a low of 70 on Wednesday. We're going to be having a little bit of clouds throughout the week, and we are going to be seeing sunny skies throughout the rest of the week. So for that, let's pass it on to sports.
What's up, guys? Last Friday, the varsity lacrosse team beat Columbus by a score of 6-5. Robert Fernandez scored the game-winning goal with under a minute to play. The varsity track team traveled to Tallahassee this past weekend to compete in the FSU relays. The team came in 29th out of 120 schools. Scoring for the Wolverines were Don Chaney in the high jump, Eric Labrador in the 110-meter high hurdles, and Joshua Collins, who broke the school record in the 3,200-meter run with the time of 3:09. Strong first performance in the qualifying heat, winning by open water over Long Beach in 6:10, faster by 1 second than Newport in Heat 2. Final on Sunday. I want to report that Belen beat Archimedean today, 25-19, 25-22, 25-13. Top players were Eric Diaz with 10 kills, 8 digs, and 2 blocks. Nicholas Sosa with 9 kills, 5 digs, and 2 aces. Mario Cobo with 8 kills, 2 blocks. The team is scheduled to play at Greater Miami Academy. Game times are at 4 and 5:30. The varsity tennis team beat Westminster 5-2. Your Miami Heat fell last night in overtime to the Indiana Pacers. Tyler Johnson led the team in scoring with 19 points. The Heat will now host the Cavaliers tomorrow at 8 p.m. here in Miami. The Final Four is set. Number 1 seed Villanova will face 2 seed Kansas. 11 seed Loyola will face 3 seed Michigan. Denny Esteban has more on the Cinderella story by the 11 seed Loyola.
Cinderella stories in sports are something that doesn't occur very often. The Loyola Chicago men's basketball team is a perfect example of that. Ranked not even in the top 10 seeding in this year's March Madness tournament, the Ramblers have advanced 4 rounds into the Final Four by a combined 20 points, 16 of those coming off the win Saturday against Kansas State. Beating the University of Miami on a buzzer-beater 3 with time expiring, 3rd-ranked Tennessee and 7th-ranked Nevada. But these game-winning shots aren't the most notable events happening. The media seems to be catching attention from Sister Jean, the team's 97-year-old chaplain and biggest fan. Although she's constantly rooting for the team, she herself had a bracket and had the Ramblers losing in the Sweet 16. When asked about the bracket after Loyola's Sweet 16 win, she said, "I don't care that you broke my bracket. There's a much more ideal situation." Loyola Chicago is scheduled to play the Michigan Wolverines Saturday to try and advance to the national championship. We'll see if the Ramblers can still come up big in crunch time. Reporting from WBLN, I'm Danny Esteban.
Now that's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's all our news for today. I'm Mario Fernandez.
And I'm Marcos Delos. And from everyone here at WBLN, have a wonderful day and stay golden, Wolverines.